Hey, what's going on, y'all? It's your Uncle Lasky here. How you doing today? Let's go for another walk. So look, your boy's in a terrible mood right now. I'm definitely not in a great mood, but this is gonna lead to. All right, so let me get this out of the way first, right? So I think about a month ago, or like early on, as I was making videos, right? I had a day where I was like just pissed off most of the day because of some things that happened that day, and so I made a video on the things that people do that I hate. I'll link it here and in the description in case you want to check that out before continuing this one. But pretty much, I just in that video I talked about the things people do that just really piss me off. So I'm gonna do it again because I've gone through a bunch of bull crap today, and I kind of made it into a little list. And each of these things have kind of, kind of popped up, and literally just today, and it's like not even 2 p.m. right now. And all three of these things have happened to me today, and I'm gonna rant about all of them because it's super fucking annoying, and I need to rant about it before I blow my own brains out. Right? So let's just go right into it. Right? So things people do that I hate. Number one, or I guess number four, because I already did three in the last one. I don't even fucking remember. Whatever. I'm just pissed off. Uh, One is people's driving. Dog. Now, if you're familiar with the layout of most towns here in the United States, then you'll probably be familiar with the concept of a stroad. It's basically a long road that also acts as a street. I don't fucking know. I don't know how to describe it, right? But it's just a really long road with a bunch of businesses, and they all look the same, and it's soulless. As soulless as America kind of is right now, right? Whatever. So on the way to Walmart today, I had to go buy some shit. So I was on my way to Walmart. And this will come in later, by the way. The Walmart comes into play later on. So hell yeah, good for me. Um, so all right. So on the way to Walmart, on the right side of this road, there's a McDonald's. Let me tell you something. This happens every time I go down this road, and I have to go down it pretty much every day because I work alongside this road. And the amount of nonsense, the amount of bullshit that happens because people go from the opposite lane and pretty much either T-bone me, T-bone the person in front of me, or just end up straight up causing accidents because they're trying to get on the fucking Mickey D's drive-through is unbelievable. Dude, it's I've lived in two states here in America that are notoriously uh that have like the drivers in these states are notoriously infamous for their atrocious driving. Like to the point where they're like, there's memes, there's jokes, there's even fucking names for them, specifically for how bad the drivers are in the two states that I've lived in so far in my life. And it's true. It's completely true. It People have no regards to not only themselves but other drivers while driving. It's unbelievable how many stupid accidents I've seen, how many just unreal decisions people have made behind the wheel of a car on almost a daily basis. It's actually kind of impressive. Like in a not impressive way. I mean, like it. I don't even know how to articulate it anymore. It's just the amount of dumbassery I see on the road is ridiculous. It's nonsense. Look, here's my thing, right? And I even have friends who are guilty of this. I have a friend who literally, like, as soon as he's about to hit another car on the highway, he just switches lanes as fast as he can. And he's just weaving through the highways. And, like, it's so ridiculous because he's like, well, I'm in control. And I'm like, are you? Are you? Are you really? It's come to the point where, like, a lot of my friends don't even like to get in the fucking car with him. I haven't driven with him driving in a long time, and I love the guy. One of my fucking closest friends. I'd die for this man. Fuck me. Like, it's just so ridiculous, dude. Like, people don't realize, like, things go south super fast when you're on the road. And I don't think enough people appreciate how fast things go wrong. How little decisions on the road just can literally end up in a pileup. And here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. If you want to go out and be a reckless driver or just not give a fuck, look, if you want to get yourself killed in an accident, that's fine, but don't take me with you. Don't like they, and it's anyone else notice that like it seems like whenever there's like a drunk driving accident or just some sort of accident where someone's on their phone or whatever, why does it always seem like the driver always ends up okay? Like there are so many stories of like a drunk idiot getting behind the wheel of a car, they get into an accident, they kill, they crash into, I don't know, a Suburban. Well, a Suburban's pretty tough, but like they run into another car, you know what I mean? They run into another car and then there ends up being two kids in the back and the two kids fucking die and the driver has a few scratches. Are you like there's no justice in the world. They're like it's so fucked up. Like the amount of times that the person causing the accident gets away either with minor or just a few scratches, but like the people in the other car get fucked up. Like there's no justice in the world, dude. Like that's so messed up, and like I just hate hearing stories like that because these drivers, there are just so many people out there who have no regard for other people, and they end up fine, which is so fucking stupid. I hate that shit, man. Jesus. Another thing, or I guess round two. I actually had to pause the video. I had to pause the recording because my voice cracked so hard, and like I had to kind of like take a second to relax because that last rant really fucked my throat up for a second. Like that's how heated I was, right? So look, another thing that I can't stand that I can't get over, and so a couple months ago I made the decision I'm getting off social media because it was too much with everything going on, and just I got so fucking tired of people on the internet, right? So, but recently I've been, I was like, all right, it's been long enough. Let me get back on a little bit, especially because, when stuff comes out or new stuff comes out for my hobbies, like I want to keep up with it. It is what it is, right? So I'm back on social media, yada, yada, right? I cannot fucking stand the way people act on social media. It's like, dude, the unhinged shit that people say online is so foul. Like, anonymity on the internet, or just like even that barrier of like, oh well, I'm in fucking like New York, or like I'm in fucking Florida, and I'm just talking mad bullshit to someone, I don't know, halfway across the country or even halfway around the globe, right? That distance, that like physical disconnect from people, and even worse when like, dude, if you're on Twitter, you'll know what I'm talking about. If you see someone with an anime profile picture, with a soccer profile picture, or even worse, like the like no profile picture, like they just have like the Twitter icon on there, you're about to see the most disgusting shit on the planet. And like like the anonymity and the like distance and the lack of whatever, like the lack of physical interaction with someone has it gives people like this fuel and this quote unquote safety net to be extremely callous and cruel without literally any consequence. And like, don't get me wrong, right? Like I believe freedom of speech exists, like, but the thing is, right, dude, there have to be certain, like, I don't think people understand that, like, freedom of speech does not mean freedom of consequence. Like, I've lived I'm only 30 years old, but trust, I've lived a long life. I've lived in really crappy places to live throughout my childhood, and even in the nicer places that I've lived in, right, dude? If you get into a verbal spat with someone and you say some crazy shit to someone in person, like, they might hit you. And look, are they in the wrong for hitting you? Probably. There's very few cases where I can think of like, oh, if you say something to someone, they'll punch you. And, there are very few cases where I'll be like, well, they shouldn't have, I'll always say like it shouldn't get to violence, but sometimes I will admit I'll sit there and be like, well, you had it coming. You know what I mean? Like, if you go up to someone and call them a slur and they get physical with you, it's like, well, they shouldn't have gotten physical with you, but I mean, you kind of had it coming, right? That doesn't exist online because you can make just some random profile, say some crazy shit. Even if you get banned, you can just create another account with a different email. And like, people, because there's a lot of people too, right? That in the heat of the moment, they'll say some crazy shit to someone. And then once they calm down and maybe see the other person's immediate reaction, like they can self-reflect and be like, well, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. Or, sometimes someone will say something crazy to you and then they'll want to have it out with you, discuss. And then, both of you come out better, I guess, right? That happens sometimes. Not often because people are just shit nowadays. It just is what it is, right? But when these things happen online, there's no consequences. There's no real chance for like actual discussion. It's just pure venom. It's so unreal, and like the uncaringness of people online is just horrendous. It's so horrendous that you can be so foul to people and there's just no consequence to it, and like it's bad. It's unreal because a lot of these people wouldn't say this online or if their face was attached to it. Now, the people who have their profile picture straight up and using their real name and talk crazy to people, they kind of have my, it's somewhat commendable because it's like, damn, you're attaching yourself to these words. That's nuts. This is going to follow you for the rest of your fucking life, my guy. But it's insane how just a normal person can say some of the craziest shit online when they wouldn't say it in real life. The cowardice of this is crazy too. Some of the cowardice is nuts because I've seen some people say some crazy shit online, and then when someone calls them out for it, like in person, so let's say a politician says some crazy shit, which we have no shortage of that here in America. They're all fucking nut jobs, right? So they'll say some crazy shit online, and then when they get either confronted for it in person or get asked in an interview, you start to see the backtracking. It's like, you fucking coward. At least stand on business if you're gonna be that fucking cruel online. It's just pathetic, and it's just something needs to change with social media because it's unhinged, man. All right, last thing in here. This has definitely got to be the last one. I mean, this video could be an hour, right? But I don't think my voice could hold up, right? So, last one here, right? And this all goes back to an interaction I witnessed at Walmart today. See, look, full circle, back from the beginning. It's a fucking Nolan movie, right? So here's the thing. This one's very personal to me because I was a waiter for 5 long and miserable years, and my IT job is mostly customer service based, right? People are so fucking awful to customer service workers. It's like when I was at Walmart earlier, I saw what I witnessed was this lady going up to one of the workers at Walmart, and she just goes, hey ma'am, do you know where this item is? Right? And she was all normal, right? As calm as that. Hey ma'am, do you know where this item is? And the worker was like, I can, let me check for you and see if I can find it in the store because I don't know where it is. And so, I'm pretty sure they have like something on their phone where it can tell them, where the stuff is in the store. And the switch up, the absolute switch up from this lady was actually insane to watch in real time. And I was being a little nosy, right? I mean, they were like right next to me, so it is not right next to me, right? But like, I could see them and hear them pretty clearly from where I was. And like, I don't know why I felt like something was going to happen. And the switch up from this lady, like I could see in real time her face drop, look confused, and then snarled. And then, dude, the scowl on this bitch's face is just like, dog, I hope your face gets stuck like that because, it matches how ugly you fucking are on the inside, right? This lady just starts going off on the worker. She's like, "Oh, so you work here and you don't even know where the things are? Really? Really?" And I hate side tangent on this, right? Because before I go in on this, I have to point this out. This is a 3.5 things people do that I hate. I fucking hate whenever someone's angry and they hit someone with the really like it's the double really, and then the second one is like slightly slower, like if it's in a half step, and if I were to equate it to music, like really, really, it's like, oh my. I used to have people to do this to me all the time, where they would ask me like, "Oh, what are the ingredients for this dish?" And I'm like, "Oh, I would give them it," and then I'd be like, "Oh, and I think X," and they'd be like, "Really, really, you don't know what's in the food?" And it's like, kill yourself. I hate you. It's just ooh, that grinds my gear. I might have peaked the mic on that kill yourself, and I don't actually mean it. Before people roast me, I don't actually mean it, but it is what it is. That's just the extreme anger coming out, right? So, whatever. So, this lady hits her with the double really, and the worker looks kind of confused, and she's just like, "Oh, she starts trying to justify herself. She's like, "It's a big store. I work in this section, blah, blah, blah." And I guess she keeps trying to look. And then the lady just keeps going off on her to the point where, like, I was like, you got to be, like, thankfully someone else stepped in. Someone else stepped in and kind of, I guess it was this person's, like, daughter or whatever, just whatever, right? The person she was with, they stepped in. They were like, all right, let's go, blah, blah, blah. And it's people think because they pay money to a certain place, like, don't get me wrong, right? If you're paying your hard-earned money to a service, you expect the service, right? But I never expect, like, perfect service, because people are still people. There are certain mistakes that people make during customer service where it's like, all right, well, that's unforgivable, right? Like, and at that point, it's okay to kind of get, pretty angry, and then, it is what it is, right? But people think because they're paying for something, they can treat the worker as less than, and the worst part of it is, right, like, the culture supports this. The customer's always right, that type of bullshit, you know what I mean? Like, it just makes it so, like, a customer, it can make them act with, like, this unreal sense of entitlement. Like, I get it, right? You're paying for this thing. You're paying for this service. Mistakes happen. You don't have to be a fucking asshole about it. You don't have to be, like, unbelievably cruel to this person who's just trying to make a living. Especially when someone goes off on me about something that, like, my company messed up, and I'm like, I just work here. What your beef is with the fucking billion-dollar corporation. Like, most of the time, whenever this happens to me, I just direct them to my manager, who then directs it upwards, right? It's like, fuck you, I'm not dealing with this. I just work here. Like, take it out on the CEO or whatever, right? Like, it's unreal. And I understand, like, sometimes you have a bad day and you might want to take it out on someone, but that's still just as fucked up. It's like, and the same works in reverse as well, right? Like, just because I'm having a bad day doesn't mean I can treat the client or the customer like shit just because I'm having a bad day. Like, that, that's not professional, and that's just not right in general. But I don't know what, like, it just, the unhinged way I've seen people just go off on just customer service workers, it's fucking insane. It's wrong. Like, these are just people at the end of the day. I don't know. Sometimes when I look at this, I see the isms, and I know people hate the isms because they think they're buzzwords or it's fucking woke. No, it's legit. The amount of times I've seen someone go, oh, no wonder you don't know, like, no wonder. And then, they'll just be like, I mean, judging by your accent, I can't even imagine you can read, and, like, that shit happens. That shit happens, especially at, like, a Walmart. You don't think an angry white trash person at a Walmart has ever straight up looked at someone and just been like, see a Hispanic or a black person or whatever, and then, they might not say it outright, but you can tell that this issue is more than just the service, And I feel like for me, it's also like a classism thing. The classism is insane. Like, you're not better than someone else because you have more money, or people take advantage of the dynamic of like, oh, I am up here, you are down here, so I can treat you like you're down there, and like that's so fucked up, dude. Like, you don't need to treat anybody like garbage, you really don't. Like I said before, most people that are working at these places, like, you think this was their end goal in life, working a customer service job at like a retail place or whatever? No. Most people are just trying to get by in life, just trying to do their thing. And then here you are treating them like shit for what? For either one, a mistake, for two, because of the way they look, or because you think you're better than them. Go fuck yourself. You're not better than them. You're not. And like I said, this is personal to me because some of the shit I went through as a waiter, my God, dude. My fucking God, the things I've went through. The things I have seen as a waiter, the things I've seen people say and do, it made me such a cynical person for such a long time. Like, I lost a lot of faith in people for a long, long time from some of the absolute garbage I had to eat as a waiter. I mean, it's demoralizing. There are days where I sat there and I was just like, can I even go on? Like, it really does sometimes make you super depressed. Some of the shit that people say to you. Like, people have feelings. And I know some people say, like, oh, you're being fucking soft, or people are soft nowadays. Everyone has their limits, and shit piling on day after day, trust me, it gets to people. So, I get it. You get mad when something goes wrong, during a service. I get the anger. I really, really do, because I've been there before. There's no need for some of the shit that people say and do during those moments. Take a second, deep breaths, fucking relax. It's not the end of the world. People need to get the fuck over themselves. So, this is probably the longest video I've ever made on this channel, and most of it has been me just ranting. So if you made it through this, kudos. Thank you very much. Like, comment, and subscribe if you've liked the video. I mean, this is the first time I've also made like a part 2 to anything. So, if this video does well and you guys really, really like it, let me know, and maybe we'll get a part 3 in on this. I mean, shit, I feel like with how awful people are, this could be like a 10-part series. So, thank you guys very much. Until next time, I'll see you then. Thanks.